double distributing. So what is 3k times 4k? 12k squared. Good. K times k is k squared. 3k times 8? 24k. 3 times 4k? 12k. And 3 times 8? 24. So what's your actual answer look like? 12k squared plus 36k, good, plus 24, beautiful. So you can combine these guys together. Good. Nothing too terrible, right? Not too bad? Alright. How about this guy? Same thing. The exact same thing. Yeah. You're distributing 5k to each piece. So if you want to write it out, you're going to do 5k times this entire quantity. And you're going to do 8 times that entire quantity, which is going to take a little more space. So you do not have to write it out this way. It is just an extra little visual for those who need it. Okay? If you're good with just drawing your little arcs and writing it and you don't miss anything when you do those, by all means do that. That's fine. So walk me through this. What do I get? 10k, good, to the third, because if you need to draw a little 1 up there so you don't forget about it. Negative 25. Good. Wow. So, 25k squared. Then what? Plus 25k. Okay? That's this whole guy. What about this guy? 16k squared. Okay? Negative 40k, good. Plus 40, beautiful. Alright, which of these can get combined together, which can't? What do you start with?
16k squared and
This guy and this guy can definitely be combined together. What do they give you? Negative 9k squared, okay. Negative 40k with the 25k, which is what? Thank you for catching it and putting it as a negative 15. I like that. What else you got? Plus 40 hangs out on the end. And yeah, we put this guy at the beginning. Your variables should always go exponent highest to lowest. And that is pretty and in color. Makes it way better. Just me? That's okay. Morning. Through pass or anything? Alright. Nothing too terrible? Yep. Alright. So then what happens when we got something like this? Ooh, there's some work from the other class. What's happening? You do? Okay, tell me what I gotta do.
Okay, you put the x minus 4 in parentheses.
Okay. Plus parentheses
3x cubed minus 3x.
Okay.
Then I would keep the same thing below, so then I would add in the negative 3 with the x.
Yeah, that's a really nice way to do it. You could write what these will be added together first, and then we're going to replace everywhere there's an x with a negative 3. So this is, if you don't like this notation, I don't like this notation either, but I want you to see this notation and know what it means. Because this is the same thing as h of negative 3 plus g of negative 3. Does that one make a little bit more sense? Still no? Some of you are still like, no, it still doesn't make sense, Ms. Holly. What are you talking about? You're substituting in negative 3 for h, you're substituting in negative 3 for g, and you're adding them together. Okay? So, we've got, if it's a plus sign, does it alter anything?
not, it doesn't alter anything, but I know.
Adding doesn't hurt anything, right? When we subtract, we have to be careful. But adding, you can just drop the parentheses. They don't matter. They're nice to put there to kind of see what's happening. But we know we have a negative 3 minus 4. We're going to replace this negative 3. And then we got another all the negative 3s. All the negative 3s! So many negative 3s. Gotta do a little PEMDAS. A little PEMDAS. Yeah. But there's nothing to do inside of the parentheses, right? Parentheses is just a number. So it really just means multiplication. Exponent. So what can I do first? What is negative 3 to the third power? Negative 27, right? So negative 3 to the third power is negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. Negative 27, right? So this gets replaced with a negative 27. These are all outside of it though, right? Technically, you could go ahead and do negative 3 times negative 3 here. What's negative 3 times negative 3? Positive 9. And then how about over here? Negative 3 minus 4. Negative 7. Okay. Now what can you do? 3 times negative 27. What is it?
Negative 81.
Very nice. Negative 81. This guy right here gives you negative 81. We can bring down these ones. What do you get? Negative 79. I agree. The process kind of makes sense.
Can you
See
go
where
for
things
one
are
that
coming
has
from?
like n minus 2, like instead of the negative 3?
Did you look at your homework? Do I have one like that on it? Not my first time at the rodeo. You kind of see where things are coming from? Okay. Alright. Let's try this guy. What's happening here? How would I rewrite this to make it a little bit clearer? What does this mean? F of x minus g of x. So what is f of x? So I'm taking this guy and I'm subtracting what? Well, what happens when you subtract? What's this going to do? If I make this a plus sign, it's going to change those signs. That's all it does. Right? And if you do that, it makes your life so much easier. If you want to rewrite it with the same signs, if you need to add that step in so you can see.
Wait, why didn't you just
If you need to see that step, you can. If you want to jump right to the answer, that's fine.
You just have this chain like
Alright. So what do I do?
Negative 3x. So combine by 10.
Yeah, if you combine these guys, you're going to get negative 3x. And if you combine these guys, you're going to get negative 3. So if your input, in our last one, our input was a number, our output was a number. This one, our input, really, is an expression, so our output is an expression. X by itself is actually an expression. Okay? Back one? What does that mean? Thank you. What is this? It's not multiplying. It's different than multiplying. Multiplying is just a dot, or it'll have the H and the G together with nothing between them. That would be multiplying. What's this? Hog, yes. Hog or goth. H of G. Thank you. H of G of negative 2 minus n. Oh. Deep breath. What is the outer shell of this? H. H is your outer shell. H is just n minus 3. So what in that is going to get replaced with something? N. So I'm going to replace n with something, and then I'm just going to subtract 3 from it. That's all that means. What's the next shell? G. G is n squared plus n. What of that is going to get replaced? Anywhere there's an n. So I've still got this guy. I've still got something squared plus something. And I've still got my minus 3. You see the steps? Yeah? And what goes in there? Negative 2 minus n. Negative 2 minus n. So now you're just playing a game of simplifying. What's the first thing you can do? What does this mean? What happens there? What does it mean to square something? Multiply it by itself. So this is actually negative 2 minus n and a negative 2 minus n, right? And I'm just adding this guy, so that doesn't change anything. Adding negative 2 minus n. And then even this, I'm just subtracting a 3. So I'm going to actually need those parentheses. Sometimes they matter. Sometimes they're not as important. Huh? We went where? Yeah, you foil. Tell me what you did. Negative 2 times negative 2 is? 4. Positive 4, good. Negative 2 times negative n?
No, 2n.
Let's go with positive 2n, just for funsies. Negative 2, oh, we already did that guy. Negative n times negative 2? 2n. And negative n times negative n? N squared. Okay? And then we've got minus 2, minus n, minus 3. Okay? What can you combine? Or what's alone by itself?
4n.
We've got 2n, we've got 2n. Yeah, we got this guy over here. So 2 and 2 is, minus 1 is. Alright. And then, what else?
Negative 3 and
Negative 3,
4.
4 gives you a 1,
So
minus 2,
so and the n squared.
and then the n squared is just hanging by himself, and this 3 is positive. Step by step, day by day. No? Don't think of that show? I'm really old? Okay. The key is taking it step by step. That's really the key. You know what I'm talking about? Thank you. Maybe we feel a little better. Okay. Whatever is here is an input. It doesn't matter what it is. If I give you, let's write in a color that you can kind of see a little better. F of x equals x squared plus 3x minus 5. And I say f of negative 1. What do you do? What does it look like? Negative 1 squared plus 3 times negative 1 minus 5. What if I said f of w? W squared plus 3 times w minus 5. What if I said f of y to the third? Y to the third squared plus 3y to the third minus 5. What if I say f of smiley face? Smiley face squared. But I put it on a test before. It's just input. That's all it is. It doesn't matter what is in the parentheses. totally flip out if that's before. As a smile face. Same thing. Cool? How you guys feeling with this stuff?